Golf 0, Uniform Hotel.
Uniform Hotel. Roger, Roger. And so you are transmitting from Zeroland. Is that a Roger?
So you are transmitting from Zeroland. Is that a Roger? That is correct. In Olathe, Kansas. It's the south-west corner of Kansas City.
Roger, Roger. What's the name there, sir?
Roger, Roger. What's the name there, sir? The name is Dick, Delta India Charlie Kilo. You helped me with my radio about 11 months ago, and I've made a few changes, so I just wanted to check back with you.
Roger, what radio is that you're running, sir?
Roger, what radio is that you're running, sir? Running Yaesu FTDX-3000.
All right, it sounds pretty good. We might run through and see if we're, hitting all the high points there. Compressor on at a 3, is that a Roger?
The high points there, compressor on at a 3, is that a Roger? Compression is right now it's between 3 and 7.
Roger, want it on 3. 7's too hot. 3, for all practical purposes, 3 will give you the same thing as 7 without the suck-up. So I would suggest running that compressor on the 3.
So I would suggest running that compressor on the 3. Okay, the mic gain is right at 20 right now.
Roger. Important point is how does it affect your ALC? You might want to check that if you go to your ALC with mic gain in hand and do 100, 100, 100, 100 quick tempo to keep that meter up so you can read it, and set it for mid-scale 2/3 by way of mic gain control.
Set it for mid-scale 2/3 by way of mic gain control. Okay, the ALC now is, it's right at close to the top.
Roger, we're looking for 2/3 max. Ideally, you would be running between mid-scale and 2/3. Roger, Roger.
You would be running between mid-scale and 2/3. Roger, Roger. Okay, I backed it down a little bit.
Yes, sir. You need a little bit of dynamic range in the words. Otherwise, they start to become blurry. And blurry words are difficult to understand. And what we want is a crystal clear audio that a person will have to be deaf not to understand it.
A person will have to be deaf not to understand it. Okay. Does it sound all right to you now?
Yes, sir. Sounds perfect. And where were you again there, sir? Your geographic location?
And where were you again there, sir? Your geographic location? Right around the Kansas City area.
Oh, roger that, sir. Roger that. Yeah, I think you're all together there. Why don't you? Do you have a radio story? I'd love about a 2-minute radio story if you might have one.
I'd love about a 2-minute radio story if you might have one. Test audio.
Frequency is in use. Frequency is in use.
You're asking me for frequency is in use. Frequency is in use.
Yeah, if you happen to have a radio story, I would love to have one from you.
If you happen to have a radio story, I would love to have one from you. Well, I've made some changes on my system here. I'm running a 40-meter inverted V Wyndham, and I raised it from 36 feet up to about 45 feet and flattened it out a little bit. It's got an apex of about maybe 105 degrees, and replaced the coax. I did have LMR 400 and I went to LMR 600, so those are the changes that I've made to the station.
Roger, Dick. Now, did you notice a difference when you went from LMR 400 to 600?
When you went from LMR 400 to 600? Well, the only proof that I have, the measurable proof, is I chase parks on the air, and instead of logging 2, 3, 4 parks a day, I'm logging 10, 12 parks a day.
Roger that. Well, it's, 400 for the frequency. We're talking 40 meters, Roger?
400 for the frequency. We're talking 40 meters, Roger? Yes.
Roger. I'm sure 400 and 600 would, either one, I think, would be. I wouldn't kick either one of those out of bed, Roger.
I wouldn't kick either one of those out of bed, Roger. Yeah, I have limited space here. I'm in in fact, I'm in an HOA, and I have a 50-foot Roan tower with a dual band, 10-foot dual band on top of it. So that's another. The HOA declaration says no outdoor antennas without approval, and I turned in 2 applications over a 10-month period and never got any word back from them, and the ARRL attorney told me that they have 30 days to respond, which they did not. So I have a 50-foot tower in my backyard.
Roger. Now I just moved over to my local antenna, and you're about 20 over there, so just a beautiful signal. If you had anything additional to add story-wise, we've got a little bit better conditions than we had, so I'd love to get as best recording as I can from you.
Okay, well, you're about 10 over here, and I've told a lot of people about you, and hopefully they've checked in and done some adjustments on their radio so they could get better reception out there. So I appreciate all you do, and I'm going to let someone else do their things. Thanks for your help, Jim. I appreciate it. 73.
Roger, Dick. You're looking at your audio on a spectrum analyzer. You're just from here to there, just all the way across the band. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. 73, sir, thanks for dropping by, and you have a great afternoon, a beautiful weekend. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.